terutamanya apabila melihatkan kepada jumlah yang terbabit. Saya sertakan satu surat kelulusan dari Datuk Dr. Iwan Bin yang saudara-saudari ada bertarikh 21 Januari 2014. Surat ini adalah daripada Menteri MOSTI sendiri kepada sebuah syarikat iaitu NSE Resources Corporation Malaysia Sdn Berhad, yang secara terang-terangan menunjukkan bagaimana keputusan mengenai geran R&D itu telah dibuat dan diluluskan dengan arahan dan campur tangan dari Datuk Seri Najib. You can read it very clearly. Dengan hormatnya saya merujuk pada surat daripada Pejabat Perdana Menteri Malaysia bilangan PPMS 100-6/12 bertarikh 12 November 2013 mengenai perkara di atas. Surat pihak Tuan bilangan rujukan seperti yang tertera bertarikh 15 November 2013 kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri Malaysia adalah berkaitan. Pihak Kementerian Sains, Teknologi dan Inovasi telah meneliti permohonan pihak Tuan untuk melaksanakan projek berkenaan. Pada prinsipnya, kementerian ini bersetuju untuk memberi kelulusan kepada permohonan di atas tertakluk kepada memenuhi syarat-syarat yang ditetapkan. Sekian dan salam hormat. Lebih dari itu, saya boleh nyatakan bahawa pemberian geran yang diluluskan melalui surat ini adalah bagi sebuah projek komersil yang melibatkan dana awam sebanyak 100 juta yang diberikan kepada satu syarikat sahaja. I have full documents and I can tell you that this grant, of which the Prime Minister himself had intervened, which of course sidestepped the whole process and procedure, is in relation to a commercial project. Maknanya kalau saya nak buat satu kilang, saya ambil dapat geran 100 juta daripada kerajaan. If you are involved in a commercial project, by right the funding for the such commercial project must come from the bank. Kalau kita nak buka kilang, kita nak buat projek yang komersial yang melibatkan syarikat-syarikat lain, pembiayaan seperti itu selalunya datang daripada bank. Dan kalau pun itu projek bertaraf nasional, tidak ada yang diberikan grant. Selalunya diberikan, kalau paling hebat pun dalam bentuk pinjaman mudah, low interest rate ataupun dijamin oleh kerajaan dan sebagainya. Projek ini yang melibatkan dana 100 juta diberikan dalam bentuk geran R&D kepada syarikat. Ini bertentangan dengan prosedur dan tata cara biasa pemberian geran R&D di bawah MOSTI seperti yang berikut. Pertama, geran R&D diberikan dalam jumlah yang kecil bagi satu projek atau satu geran. Setakat ini dari semakan kami mengikut laporan tahunan MOSTI, geran yang paling besar yang pernah diberikan dalam satu projek ialah sebanyak 2 juta di bawah satu tabung, iaitu Technology Acquisition Fund ataupun dana pembelian teknologi. Itu geran yang paling besar, 2 juta. Selalunya geran yang diperolehi oleh universiti atau syarikat ialah geran dalam bentuk yang kecil, 500,000, 700,000 dan lain-lainnya. Jadi bila satu geran diberikan 100 juta kepada satu projek dan satu syarikat, itu sudah tentu memangsakan banyak pengkaji dan juga research groups yang selama ini terpaksa melalui proses yang ketat itu untuk mendapatkan 500-600,000 sahaja. Yang kedua, geran R&D diberikan bagi tujuan penyelidikan dan pembangunan teknologi, bukannya untuk satu projek komersial yang melibatkan dana ratusan juta. Seperti yang saya sebut tadi, there's a very clear distinction between the funding of R&D projects and the funding of commercial projects. Commercial project ini dibiayai sama ada oleh modal sendiri ataupun daripada pinjaman bank. kalau bantuan kerajaan pun selalunya skim yang diberikan hanyalah skim jaminan oleh kerajaan ataupun pinjaman mudah alih pada kadar yang rendah, itu pun pada jumlah yang begitu sikit. Ini kali pertama saya terjumpa satu projek komersil yang dibiayai dalam bentuk geran, apatah lagi geran yang diberikan di bawah geran R&D. Jika syarikat ini diberikan geran sedemikian rupa besarnya, iaitu 100 juta, apakah MOSTI bersedia mengumumkan bahawa syarikat-syarikat lain yang mengusahakan projek komersil seumpama itu ataupun terlibat di dalam industri teknologi yang lain juga boleh memohon geran untuk membiayai projek-projek mereka? And then it's going to be a very slippery precedent for the government. If you give 100 million grant on one commercial project by one company, does that mean the same facility will be extended to any companies which work on high-end technology or certain industry such as steam industry from green technology like this? You cannot allow one grant to one company and at the same time other companies are not allowed access to similar funding. Oleh kerana jumlah 100 juta yang diberikan ini adalah dalam bentuk grant, maka NSC Resources Corporation Malaysia Sdn Bhd mungkin tidak perlu membayar balik 1 sen pun kepada kerajaan. Kita telah menyaksikan bagaimana pinjaman mudah kepada NFC. NFC 250 juta itu bukan grant, itu pinjaman mudah. Yang itu pun tidak dibayar balik kepada kerajaan. Apatah lagi apabila jumlah 100 juta ini diberikan kepada grant. Normal circumstances, grant means you don't have to pay, and it's 100 million grant for a commercial project from which the companies will make money, but they don't have to repay the 100 million funding that they get from the government. Sebab itu saya ambil risiko untuk bawa perkara ini, kerana ini bagi saya, selepas laporan Ketua Audit Negara melaporkan bagaimana besarnya dana yang disalurkan di bawah R&D scheme, di bawah green technology scheme dan macam-macam scheme lagi yang ada di bawah MOSTI, dan selama ini peruntukan ini tidak diberi perhatian. Yang kita selalu beri perhatian hanyalah projek lebuh raya, projek jalan, projek bangunan, projek tanah. Grant seperti ini kita tidak ambil perhatian. Jadi bagi saya, kalau ini hanya satu projek, ia telah menunjukkan bagaimana Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak boleh campur tangan dengan memberi arahan kepada MOSTI agar geran 100 juta ini diberikan kepada sebuah projek komersial. Kita tidak tahu berapa banyak lagi campur tangan dan arahan seperti ini yang dibuat oleh Perdana Menteri selama ini, kerana kita kena tahu peruntukan geran R&D setakat ini adalah besar, melibatkan 1.1 bilion dalam tempoh 4 tahun. If an instruction on one project can involve a sum of 100 million to a company for a fund as large as 1.1 billion over a period of 4 years, we do not know how many such instructions have been given from the Prime Minister himself or his office, so that such grants can be channeled to companies or for projects which do not really fall into the categories or scrutiny of R&D projects as how other projects are subjected to. Jadi setakat hari ini saya berikan surat ini dahulu. Saya akan menunggu penerangan dan penafian dari Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak dan juga Menteri MOSTI Datuk Dr. Iwan Ebin mengenai pemberian dana 100 juta ini. Saya jangka mereka akan beri alasan dan juga mereka akan nafi, tetapi saya ada dokumen-dokumen lain yang lebih lengkap daripada surat ini yang kita boleh tunjukkan dalam minggu ini. Kerana bagi saya penting we have to bring order and accountability in the disbursement of such funds, because otherwise it's very easy to camouflage the disbursement of such a large sum to a company under a pretext of R&D grant, hoping that people do not scrutinize R&D grants because it's too cumbersome dan dia terlalu rumit. I have the full info, but let's hear first. I have the full info. I know exactly where the project is going to be set up, who are the buyers, what exactly is the project. I can tell you from the write-up and from the submission to the Prime Minister to lobby for this grant, it's actually a commercial project. It is not your normal R&D, and we can, and the onus is on the Prime Minister to justify on what grounds and scrutiny that he allows and recommends and instructs a 100 million fund is given to one company that is going to operate one commercial project.
Any idea who these people are, this company?
I'm sure you guys will go and try to dig that one. Cik Azhar is going to be very popular to this. I'm sure you will go and check who are behind NSC Resources Corporation, because while I've done my check, while the companies is genuine, it's definitely not a scam. The company does exist and they do operate in the industry, but even the largest and most reputable companies will not get a 100 million grant for its project. So obviously, I'm sure you guys, and I would like everyone to dig as well who is behind these companies, because I feel that the company must be very special to have the Prime Minister himself to write a letter to instruct for a 100 million fund to be given as a grant to the company.
You do have a copy of the PM supporting letter?
Yes, yes, with his signature. Don't worry, I do have it. Cuma let's hear it from PM first. He's been silent for a very long time. I long for some statement from Prime Minister. The approval is given on 21st January 2014. Let's hear from the Minister the status of the disbursement. Well, you know, in petrochemical or oil and gas or any industrial plant, industrial activity, industrial manufacturing plant, memang selalunya kena ada satu dia banyak pakai steam. It's normal. So sometimes if you are involved in plastic, if you manufacture plastic or some chemical products, dia perlukan beberapa utilities. You need water, you need electricity, and one of the common utilities is actually steam. So it's normal. So having a company supply steam is normal. I was in Petronas. We supply steam as well. You know, we take steam and we supply steam. Of course, this company claims that their steam is premier renewable energy. That's debatable, and that's where I think the public has to scrutinize whether it is really top-notch R&D. But either way, the fact that they get 100 million grant for their plant is, of course, that's, I think, the source of contention here. But it's actually a commercial steam producer. They will set up a plant to produce steam in order to sell it to another buyer. As far as I know, there's no rocket science to produce steam. I mean, steam has been produced all over the place. You know, there's a large steam producer in Kerteh, for example, and Petronas through Petronas Gas actually has a big utility company, common utilities facilities in Gebeng and also in Kerteh to produce steam. So steam as a product is nothing new. It has existed for hundreds of years. If you ask my opinion whether their technology is one kind or is, I think that's debatable, and that's why it has to be brought to public scrutiny. Let's public scrutinize whether or not a steam company deserves a 100 million grant just to operate a steam company, because a steam plant. Because the next day Petronas will come and say our plant is more high tech, it's more R&D, so we deserve another 200 million. And there are so many plants or companies operating steam plants all over the country. What makes this one so special that it gets a 100 million grant? I'm okay if it's just a small grant just to study certain things like normal R&D grants are. But in this one it's special because 100 million is given to fund almost entirely the project. Yeah.
This technology which this company is using, is it being used anywhere else in the world?
That's what I said just now. We will divulge what they claim, and I think it's up to the public to scrutinize. We will. You see, my opinion is not an expert opinion on sustainable wood chip biomass. So you have to dissect it one by one. Biomass as a technology is not new. Wood chip as a technology, again, is not new. Using recycled materials as to feed into biomass is nothing new. But of course, let the company and let the minister and let the Prime Minister justify why they say that this one particular steam company and one particular plant is so top-notch, so much so that it deserves the 100 million grant. And in the next 2 or 3 days, I will give you more specs and more of what they claim and comparative about this technology. But it's important to hear from the Prime Minister and MOSTI first. Yeah.
Do you give a deadline to PM and MOSTI to make the justification, or what are you going to do if they does not respond?
They hardly respond to any deadline from anyone, so I think it's pointless to give a deadline. But we will continue with giving out the documents, because I think it's my duty to make the documents public. Surat daripada Perdana Menteri, spesifikasi teknologi dan juga logistik ini we will continue, and I will reconfirm later the next PC, but I think it should be on Wednesday because I'm not in town tomorrow. So Wednesday we will continue with another PC. My experience so far, when most of the information is already in public domain, by then they have no choice but to respond. So we have quite a detailed information about the whole technology, about what they claim, about the project itself. So I will continue to expose this to the public so that the public can compare. Kemudian saya pasti akan ada researcher yang cakap actually that's not top notch at all. They just did it in belakang rumah saya. That kind of things I'm sure there will be. So I will continue untuk beri maklumat ini dan dokumen-dokumen yang berkaitan dalam minggu ini dan minggu depan, bergantung juga kepada jawapan daripada Perdana Menteri dan Menteri MOSTI.
How much is the company expect to make out of this project?
Next PC.
Since you've indicated that this is one of the biggest grant that the government has given, you mentioned 2 million is the more common one. Does that show that this has been very transparent also, that you can discover this, or?
No, this is from whistleblower. This is OSA. Yeah, this is from whistleblower. This is not through the normal application. This is from a whistleblower, I can tell you that.
So you could verify that previously, no big grants like this have been given.
Nothing in the annual report. We've checked with the annual report and all other official sources. Annual reports indicate that the grants are given, the biggest individual grant so far from the annual report is the 2 million related to the acquisition of technology under TAF, Technology Acquisition Fund.
So I think while you can find out that's 1.1 million over 4 years, but it's not detailed all the...
No, you will not be able to find that out at all.
Okay, so this was from a whistleblower.
This is from the whistleblower. You will not get, so far, we've double checked with everything public. There is no announcements of this so far. There is no announcements of 100 million grant given to this particular company or of any grant of that amount being given to any particular company. Yang diumumkan setakat ini ialah jumlah keseluruhan sesuatu tabung itu. Yang itu yang kita pastikan bahawa dalam tempoh 4 tahun sebanyak 1.1 bilion telah diperuntukkan dan ini diberikan dalam bentuk geran-geran yang tax share. Selalunya 500 ke 700 ribu untuk sesuatu projek.
Yeah. You mentioned the NFC, so do you think that this could be possibly another?
I don't know. I mean, I don't go around thinking whether it's going to blow or not. You know, whistleblowers come to me. It is a very dynamic thing. You know, when people know, for example, I was working on looking into R&D funds. You know, because it's my fear that usually the funds that people less interested in, because it's very specialized. Only the R&D researchers know about the existence of this fund. And there is a high probability those are the funds that is easiest to manipulate. So one thing lead to another, you start talking to people, and then as always, there will always be a whistleblower who come forward and say that yes, he has evidence that the Prime Minister himself has interfered in the process and such large amount has been approved for a project. Yeah.
You see, is this whistleblower from the R&D community as well? How is the reaction prior to this?
I will not comment about the whistleblower. They will go to jail.
But what about the reaction among the R&D community?
That's why I would like to throw this out. I would like to see the reaction of the R&D community because I don't think they will be pleased. I think they will be quite upset that while they have to go through a very rigorous process, they have to prepare the presentation and then they have to pass through technology scrutiny, they have to face technology panel only to get 500 to 700,000 grant. A company can just easily write to a Prime Minister to support its commercial project under a pretext of R&D, and a Prime Minister can just instruct the Minister to approve a 100 million. And I think once the R&D community realizes that this is what's been happening, they will demand, and I think we should demand in Parliament after this, that the recipients of all R&D projects must be disclosed to the public. Sebab kita tak tahu ada berapa lagi, Saya rasa perlu, lepas ini sudah tentu kita perlu tuntut supaya penerima semua geran-geran R&D ini diumumkan kepada awam supaya betul kita boleh lihat siapa yang dapat dan sama ada ia betul-betul berkaitan dengan R&D ataupun tidak. But to me, to the R&D community, the disparity between what they have to go through and the amount available to them compared to this one particular grant, of course it's astounding and I don't think they will be pleased.
Sorry, Aziz, but if this document is under OSA, that kept you into trouble and us.
I've already been in so much trouble. It's up to you whether you I can only rely on the goodwill of the media, and I think over the last 4 years, the media has had that courage. When you are convinced that it's an issue of public interest, I have not seen media shy away from it. I think the media has had your way in order to bring the news to the public. Of course, dia tidak ada sulit dan PMC ataupun sulit dan rahsia. But I wouldn't be surprised after this if someone makes a police report and say this is OSA and I will get investigated for OSA again. So I'm already in so much trouble. So what's another one?
And maybe how about following up with the PAC or?
I can. It's just that look at NFC. PAC looks at it. PAC can't even release the report on the date they want. Every time they want to release their findings of NFC, there will always be interference from Barisan Nasional to try to stop it. Either to delay it lah. So sebab itu sampai sekarang laporan NFC ni tak keluar lagi daripada PAC. Same as SPRM. There is no report, there is no action taken by SPRM so far. In fact, in the case of NFC, SPRM holds the view that it's not corruption. When I think majority of Malaysians think that it's corruption, even from UMNO's people. So if you are in my position and I come across things like this, I don't think I want. What I learned so far is that you have to take the risk, bring the news out, and then I think other bodies will follow suit once the public begin to pick up on the issue. So I think our alliance has always been the media and the public, and so long as our institutions, SPRM, police, parliament, remain subservient to the powers that be as it is, I don't see any choice that we have apart from going down this road.
So why keep us in suspense and why not give us everything so you can help us to help you or whatever?
Because it's important to keep the story and the news for a while. I know that in all probability this is not going to be acted on by the authority. What the authority hopes is that the story will die on its own.
Yeah, so give us all you have. So
You can't, because you will not maintain the public attention. That's the trick that I've done as well. You have to, people put their neck out for this. Whistleblowers put their necks out. The very least that I could do to them, for them to take the risk, is to make sure that the news is out, it creates a wave, and people out there, the public understands what is happening. If I give everything and then it gets reported in one news, and after that the minister choose to ignore completely the whole thing and another new thing comes out, it's really not fair to the whistleblower. So that's the decision that we have to make. I have to stretch the story, so I will stretch the story. Because usually once you stretch the story, the Prime Minister will make a mistake and say something foolish. Okay? Thank you very much. I'll see you on Wednesday. I will confirm with the new president. Thank you very much.